Taylor Swift. But up next on the syllabus was a 20th century throwback. On May 23, 1962, Helen Gurley Browns Sex and the Single Girl, The Unmarried Woman's Guide to Men, Careers, the Apartment, Diet, Fashion, Money, and Men, innocuously appeared on bookshelves. Its plain teal cover and simple serif type in no way hinting at the brazen sex positivity within. Helen's publisher had changed the title from Sex for the Single Girl to Sex and the Single Girl, anything to smooth over the vulgarity of unmarried, sexually active women. Of course, this was well before Helen, as editor-in-chief of Cosmopolitan, began running now signature, then scandalous, headlines like, "What to Do with and to a Sexually Selfish Man." That slim volume went on to sell 2 million copies in its first 3 weeks. It would be credited, among other texts, most notably Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique, which was published a year later, with sparking second-wave feminism. Only a few pages in, Eliza texted Haley, "You have to read this." Haley didn't miss a beat in buying her own copy. We take each other's recommendations with the utmost gravity. No one but Haley could have convinced Eliza to watch CW teen classic, The Vampire Diaries. As predicted, Haley flew through the book, tearing up at its closing note. "You, my friend, if you work at it, can be envied the rich, full life possible for the single woman today. It's a good show. Enjoy it from wherever you are, whether it's 2 in the balcony or 1 on the aisle. Don't miss any of it." Helen's parting words deeply resonated with Haley. In her 20s, Haley's mom had been a voiceover agent, regularly grabbing cocktails with 1987's brightest upcoming talents. And then the switch, as she calls it, got flipped. She wanted a baby with the hunger previously reserved for her career. And so, the family lore of how Haley's mother decided, or rather felt compelled, to become pregnant, framed it as the ultimate choice without choice. A gripping need that a younger Haley feared would one day overtake her, too. She remembers sitting in her adolescent bedroom, wondering how much time she had left before her goals of writing and editing in New York City morphed into daydreams of nursery decor and keeping time by her biological clock. Motherhood, it seemed, was an inevitability. But now, at 30, Haley is acutely aware that her switch hasn't been flipped. In fact, with each passing day, not only does she expect that innate stirring less and less, but more and more she's questioning why motherhood was framed this way, not as a path sometimes taken after weighing one's options, but as a desire that all women experience and are consumed by, rendering the process of deliberation moot. However, she did end up getting engaged, though it didn't involve bended knee or compulsory answer. It was a months-long conversation that had more to do with finances and the plan if one of them died, romantic, than it did with booking a venue for a Saturday wedding in June. The most surprising part of the proposal wasn't the question. Rather, it was how there was really no question at all. She and her partner made a decision about their future, together. And so, the end of her own singlehood era is probably what sent Haley's chin quivering at the close of Helen's book, though she had more than a few gripes with the manifesto's so-called feminist rhetoric that Eliza was also eager to dissect. It couldn't be ignored or glossed over. Helen was a complicated figure, and like all feminist icons, an imperfect one. Originally pitched as a single girl's guide to having an affair, which in 1962 parlance just meant having sex, Helen's decidedly gleeful advice encompassed pursuing men like sports, can you afford not to? Getting ahead at work, spending money, cultivating sexiness, good health is sexy, tired girls are tiring, styling one's apartment, hosting parties, and cleaving to absurdly elaborate beauty regimens. With Sex and the Single Girl, Helen launched her very particular brand of singlehood, one that told women their unmarried years could be too rewarding to rush out of, while simultaneously handing them a laundry list of ways to land a husband.